Hello everybody, my name is Shlees. Welcome on everybody to my ranking of the Assassin's Creed maps, overall maps of the Assassin's Creed universe. There are 12 official video games. Let's start off with the worst of the maps. The worst is going to be Assassin's Creed Revelations, Constantinople. Beautiful looking city. But the problem is though for Assassin's Creed Revelations Constantinople, is the fact that it's a little bit too small. I basically remember 3 areas: the palace, the bookshop, and the marketplace. And a bookshop was next to the marketplace as well, so there's not really, and your hideout. Constantinople was a bit of a small map, kind of a disappointing map, and overall I was not too satisfied with it. And even though the game had main sequences that were outside with whole Masyaf storyline, you got to go to Masyaf, you got the ones where you're traveling the road with Sophia and all that stuff, back to Masyaf, so there's just a lot of stuff more. There's just a lot of stuff more in other Assassin's Creed video games, a lot of other Assassin's Creed maps that you get to go to, and it's a bit more explored. Constantinople was just a very small region. So Constantinople, number 12. Number 11, I'm going to give to Assassin's Creed 1. Assassin's Creed 1 maps look great for its time. We had Jerusalem, Damascus, and there's this one other map, and we have Masyaf. But the problem is, though, they have the same structure. There's 3 different areas of it. You got the poor district, which is always looking shit, the moderate district, and only when you go to the rich district that it gets a bit different. But to me, it was just the beginning of the stages of Assassin's Creed, and the map overall wasn't too satisfying in Assassin's Creed 1. They looked beautiful on the outside, but inside they were for the most part. And until you go to the rich district, then there's at least some change. But to me, Assassin's Creed 1, the map itself, disappointing. Overall, when you look at the entire Assassin's Creed universe. So Assassin's Creed 1 maps, number 11. Number 10, I'm going to give to, I believe it's Assassin's Creed 3. Assassin's Creed 3 had Boston, New York, and the Frontier and the Homestead. Here's the thing. Assassin's Creed 3 did a couple great things. They introduced the hunting system, the night and day, the changing of weather. That's what Assassin's Creed 3 started off with. And for the Frontier and the Homestead, it did great. I love exploring the Frontier. I love hunting animals over there. And it was absolutely freaking fantastic. But the problem is, though, with Assassin's Creed 3 Frontier and Homestead, while they're great, Boston and New York are just plain. They're colonial things. They're just big towns made of freaking wood and maybe a freaking fort here and there. They're nothing too special. Over the overall maps you could have, they're nothing too big and too grand. So Assassin's Creed 3 map, overall, is number 10. Number 9, I'm going to give to Assassin's Creed Rogue. The reason why I put Rogue over Assassin's Creed 3 for the overall map, because they have some similarities. They both have New York, but Assassin's Creed Rogue have the North Atlantic, where, you got the North Atlantic, which is the ice area, where it's like near the North Pole and all that stuff. There's just a lot more details to Assassin's Creed Rogue. The Albany, the River Valley was just a nice little touch right there. So kind of like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but it's a smaller river and it's just different locations. And it's just a little bit, landmasses are a bit more connected to each other. So I would give Rogue over Assassin's Creed 3 any day for its maps, even though they have a very similarity with New York and all that stuff. There's just a little bit more details that I could see, and a little bit more difference. So there's a different variety, but to me, Assassin's Creed Rogue maps were good maps, but not the best. Number 8, and everyone's going to hate me for this, is Assassin's Creed Ordnance Egypt. I enjoy Egypt as a map. I loved Egypt, traveling to Giza, the pyramids. I love Alexandria. I love a lot of the great details of it. I loved Egypt. Egypt is beautiful, breathtaking in this game. But the problem is, though, the entire story, like certain sections you just do not go to. Certain areas you just do not go to. And if you're there for like maybe 2 minutes and then it's on to the next place. It's just like, certain areas is just like, oh, that's the flyover area, you ain't gonna go there. And these are areas that I think they could have been a little bit more crucial. But Assassin's Creed Origins Egypt, I think Egypt was a beautiful place, and this was just about beauty. This game would have been a lot higher. But how they organized it and how they were utilizing the map, they didn't do a good job, to me, Origins. So Assassin's Creed Egypt, number 8. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Greece. Ancient Greece is beautifully breathtaking. I love the little islands you get to go to. I love the Sparta. I love Athens. I love Argolis. I love a great many regions of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. The problem is, though, it's too fucking big. Imagine if Assassin's Creed 2 just had Forli, Florence, and Tuscany all in one fucking map. You're gonna feel overwhelmed, and that's how I feel about Odyssey. Egypt, with Assassin's Creed Origins for Egypt, they didn't utilize it too well, each section. Odyssey drew just too much, and they were using the sections just, again, it's just over substance. It was just not over substance, but over sub. It was just too filled up to me. I think Odyssey could have dealt with a smaller map and not that big. And that bigger doesn't mean better, but that's the reason why it's not higher, because bigger is not equal better. Assassin's Creed Origins map, Odyssey map was good. It's just it wasn't the best. So Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Ancient Greece, number 7. Number 6, I'm gonna give to Assassin's Creed Unity France. At first, I didn't care. I loved how France looked. I love the picture of Assassin's Creed Unity's map for France. But the problem is, not the problem. The thing is, though, with France, I replayed Assassin's Creed Unity for a third time, and after I replayed it, they utilized the maps a bit more than they did with Odyssey and with Origins. They really enhanced the Unity's France. I loved going to Notre Dame. That's a great place you get to go to. I love the different sections, the palace, the prisons, the fort. There's just so many areas of France that the game really developed in the story. I didn't really pay too much attention because, again, my experience with Unity was didn't play it with I played it the first time with the glitches, which was a terrible mistake, and I didn't have internet at the time. 2 was it was like I was just pushing myself to play it, and I was not really caring for it because I was so pissed off the first time I played it. The third time, breath of fresh air, and it really just, to me, that third time really just opened my eyes to Unity and the greatness of the story, the greatness of the some of the characters, and the greatness of the map and how they utilize it. So to me, Assassin's Creed Unity map, it's a great map, France, and I love how beautiful it is, but it is number 6 for me. Number 5, I'm gonna give to, what is it? I'm going to give to Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm going to give this to Valhalla. I love England. I think England's a beautiful map. And I think they really they had this Assassin's Creed 3 feel with Vinland. Vinland was a very beautiful map. They utilized it well. Norway was just tremendous with the Northern Lights. And then it's just the entire look of how it was in Norway was just breathtakingly beautiful. They really enhanced snow. They really enhanced the cold, the weather. I just really loved everything about Assassin's Creed Valhalla's maps in general. How they separated the maps. It was 3 different sections. Vinland, again, it was a straight-up hunting thing from Assassin's Creed 3, like the frontier. Norway was a kind of thing with a mixture of road with the North Atlantic, but it was just a bit more, and it looked beautiful at night, looked beautiful in the morning. It was great. England, some people say, is kind of like a freaking what's it again, The Witcher and all this stuff, but it's a bit different, and each one has a different regions and different areas. And I really enjoyed Assassin's Creed Valhalla map overall. So Assassin's Creed Valhalla map, and they utilize it very well in the video game, since you're going to each region to make alliances. You're going to basically use every single part of the map. Assassin's Creed Valhalla did that, so Assassin's Creed Valhalla for the map itself, tremendous. And it's a beautiful, and it's just freaking fantastic. I love Assassin's Creed Valhalla maps. Number 4, I'm going to get to Assassin's Creed 4. This is the Caribbean. We got Jamaica, which was my least favorite place. And then you got Cuba. Then you got Nassau. Then you got your own hideout. Then you got the Mayan temples where your assassin's brothers hang out. And there's just so much room. The seas is open for you. The different areas you get to go to. The different alliances you get to meet. The different drinking fights you get to have. I love Assassin's Creed Black Flag for its overall map. The sea is your journey. It just didn't feel like so overwhelming as Odyssey's overall map. It just had a nice little small area, and just discovering some ancient ruins and some ancient stuff. It's just something like an Indiana Jones feel. So Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, the entire map, number 4. Number 3, I'm going to give to Assassin's Creed 2, all of Italy, basically. It's nearly all of Italy. We got Venice, the beautiful oceans of Venice, the beautiful river banks of Venice. Absolutely freaking fantastic. Forlì, like the remastered version of Forlì better than the old version. Tuscany, green pastures, very nice. You got your own hideout in Monte something, I forget its name. And then there was Florence. Florence was a beautiful city as well. Each city has its own unique take, its own unique feel, and it has a lot of diversity to it. And as you go through each one of these places, and he always comes back to it. So to me, Assassin's Creed 2 just really utilized Italy very well, and every single city feels a bit different. Every single city has their own unique taste and different customs, different culture, and that's what you want in Assassin's Creed games. So Assassin's Creed 2, Italy, fantastic maps. My number 2 pick is going to be Assassin's Creed Syndicate. England is alive. England in the industrial time in 1800 is just there for you. You can get different sections, different regions that are all different. You got Whitechapel, the Poor District. You got the River Dane, and you got the polluted river, and you got the City of London, where everybody's making their most money, which is City of London, the Bank of London. Then you got the freaking where everybody's making in the factories. Then you got the Lambeth Asylum and all that. And you got to where the governments are. Then you got the tourist section. There's just so many different regions that Assassin's Creed Syndicate, you go through every single one. The city's different in each way. Their music is different each way. There's different songs, different things, It's just overall a very complex map, and it's overall a very unique map, and I just love the Syndicate's map. England is my second favorite one. It could have been number one easily, but my favorite one, and the reason why this one's number one is because I have a special appreciation for it. My number one favorite Assassin's Creed map of all time is Rome's Brotherhood. Different regions of this section of the city is just awesome. I played this game over 1 billion times over. I love Brotherhood. I love Italy. I love going to meet my sister in the whorehouse. I love meeting the thieves in the thieves' end. I love meeting the mercenaries, guild, and all that stuff. You got where the border pope is at, the Vatican, and all that stuff. That fortress of the Vatican you get to infiltrate. You got the old areas of the freaking the cult, not the cult of Cosmos, but the followers of Romulus. You got those regions, you got those different type of areas. You got so many different types of areas in this video game that I absolutely love Brotherhood. As each part had a countryside, and you got the riverside, and you got the poor side, and you got the rich side. It was just a very unique place, and it's just very well done. And to me, Brotherhood, great city, great place. But let me know what y'all think. Everyone, what is your favorite Assassin's Creed map? Is it Origins? Is it England? What is it, everybody? My name's Jalise. Alright, for everybody. Bye.